This has been the longest and largest shutdown in the history of the modernised smelter, which was first constructed around 20 years ago. This shutdown was both innovative and critical to the success of our operation, where more than 2,000 contractors came to work with our employees to execute over 150 projects. This $170 million Rio Tinto Kennecott investment in the smelter's future will increase safety, reduce our costs, and allow us to sustainably smelt hotter and lower grade concentrate to help us reach our big goal.
This has been the most extensive rebuild of the flash smelting furnace in its 20-year history, representing a near total replacement of the furnace proper. Only a small portion of the reaction shaft was retained in this rebuild. The cost was approximately $55 million, with the project expected to deliver an additional 15-year campaign life. In addition, the flash smelting furnace will be capable of processing the lower grade concentrate that is being generated worldwide.
During the course of the shutdown, the smelters engaged over 2,000 contracted partners and several hundred of our own internal team members to achieve a milestone which culminated in the delivery of over 14 major critical projects and several hundred independent maintenance projects. In the course of the 2014 shutdown, the smelter completed more work than has been executed in any other single outage. Importantly, all of this work was executed safely. Over the course of the shutdown, integration and alignment of all smelter employees, contracted partners and engineering services has been exceptional.
Well, the planning aspect, it took quite a lot of time. In fact, it took about 18 months, almost 2 years to do planning. They looked at the HSC, they looked at the construction, they looked at the design, and that's how we ended up having a good performance.
So our goal going in and coming out, we started out great. We had a pretty good plan put in place, and the plan's gone great. We've got the majority of our work done, and it's very few incidents, so it's been a good shutdown.
They went really well this shutdown. It was really nice to see that when the stress came on of getting done, and there were so many different contractors and elements that were involved out there in the shutdown, that everybody was a joy to work with. They were professional, we got along, there was great communication between the shutdown team and maintenance and operations, and it was really nice to see the teamwork that came together to accomplish everybody's goals.
Then we had really good contractors, and that's the other thing that helps us, because if they're working safe, doing the work right, following the plan, then things tend to go a lot smoother, and you get the quality you need.
In the beginning of the shutdown, I'm part of the Kennecott blasting team, so they had pre-drilled holes before we came down, and then we went in and placed the dynamite and shot out all the brick and the buildup in the furnaces so they could muck them out and get rebuilding. We had a blast.
We were able to install lights down in the trench, which made that job a lot safer. So, mechanics work down there a lot, and the grease lines and hydraulic lines are in the trench down there, and it made their job a lot safer.
They've never had formal lighting under there. It's always been a drop light. And you always plug it in, so we put permanent lighting in there, LED lighting.
And everything looks great, and hopefully we can keep it that way.
The safety component to the testing of the blasting was that we wanted to have a charge that was significant enough to actually heave the material, but not to create a lot of fly rock in the building. If there was any possibility whatsoever, we had a solution for it. And I think that just attests to all the planning work and stuff that went on.
Well, working a shutdown has been pretty interesting. It's been a lot of work, but I've learned so much. It's been really cool to take advantage of the plant being down, because you can actually see how all the processes work together. As a graduate, they gave us pretty big roles, but I think we've had enough support here from other engineers and operations and maintenance that we've been able to do a good job.
The upgrades that we made in the acid plant really are going to sustain us for another 20 years of operation for that asset. In the past, we've gone at the smelter, we've gone from having annual shutdowns to now extending them out to every 3 years. And A lot of the discovery work and investigation we did this time confirmed our beliefs that we can take our asset management to that 3-year shutdown.
I think the greatest accomplishment that impressed me the most with the 2014 shutdown was the implementation and use of our workforce in accomplishing meaningful tasks that added value to this project. And all of them being implemented and pulled off safely.
One big tool that we really focused on this time was our leadership in the field process. What that has given us an opportunity to do for this shutdown is to spend a part of every day engaging with the shutdown workforce. The overwhelming message for them in the field every day is that of the zero harm culture of Kennecott.
It takes a lot of indoctrination, helping them to understand why we do things the way we do them here, because in a lot of places people are used to doing things the way they've always done them. And at the smelter and at Rio Tinto as a whole, we actually take the time to do things the right way. One thing that we really stressed during the whole shutdown was that the schedule is important. The cost is important, obviously, but most important is your safety, and we'll forfeit the schedule or the cost to make sure that we get a safe job and, secondly, a quality job.
To see these contractors, a lot of which have never been here before, start to embed and think in terms of zero harm. We've seen that on several levels. And actually take ownership of some of those principles.
Every time we have a shutdown with all the contractors, everybody's helping everybody else. It's not just, it's not just Foster Wheeler, it's Brahma, and if Brahma is doing something like rigging, they have the certified riggers, they were more than happy to help out, and vice versa. So I think every shutdown we do actually gets better with that. I think we're all family. That's kind of the way we feel about it, and we watch out for each other like family.
For the contractors that came to work with us, the over 2,200 contractors that came on site to work here at Kennecott, we are very grateful. They brought the tools, the skill sets, the people, the training that made this successful.
I think the thing I'm most proud of with what we accomplished was the fact that we worked in so many different areas with so many different people. We worked in the acid plant and the powerhouse and FS, FC, and anodes, and we had to coordinate with all of the engineering services and maintenance projects going on in all those areas, working above and below and around hundreds of other contractors, and we were able to coordinate all this work and do it all safely.
There's been a lot of work going on that I think is going to improve our area in safety. One area in particular, there's been a lot of work going on in the scrubber areas, and there's a lot of improvements and stuff which is going to keep people out and not exposed to a lot of caustic. Maintenance has done a lot of work. They've replaced a lot of belt scrapers with the new style belt scrapers, which should keep our belt lines a lot cleaner, which will keep less exposure for people to moving parts, belt rollers, and everything else.
As we finish the shutdown without a significant injury, that's a huge milestone, especially when we had so much going on going into the shutdown. Okay, a huge success for the company and for the contractors, the whole team. And I think we've had a great relationship with operations on the shutdown that has been stronger than ever before, and the value of that is, you can't replace it.
To the smelter team, I offer this. Where KUC is currently looking to Rio Tinto for support and confidence as to major investment for extension of mine life, what you have been a part of during this, the largest, most complicated, most challenging and safest smelter shutdown in the facility's history, illustrates our capacity for not only meeting but exceeding commitments. Your efforts over the past 2 months, your engagement, your involvement and your professionalism with the safe delivery on a fantastic result are a reflection on what we contribute to KUC and the wider Rio Tinto. You have built trust and confidence in KUC, and that has a lot of value.
I want to thank all of you for your continued commitment to safety and for taking this opportunity to lead, collaborate and share learnings, both in safety and shutdown best practices. We'll continue to have challenges ahead, but by safely meeting our targets and supporting an integrated copper operation, we'll sustain our contribution to the business and remain on track to protect the present and earn our future.